Hey guys, What If Dust Gaming here, and I have another Jinnar game for you guys, and I think he's just one of the most beautiful characters in the game. As a mage on the mid lane, he is just uberly strong. I had that feeling in the last update, and with the Arena of Valor 3.0 update for the new battlefield, as well as the introduction of Enchantment, I just have the feeling that this character has become a lot stronger, and he was pretty strong before. I'm gonna talk a little bit about design choices, like what I have picked as some kind of build for me. I'm gonna put everything in the description below so that you guys know what I have done. And as you can see, I had a really rough start against the Devour. She was putting so much damage into me, and her control effects are really annoying. Like, they annoyed the shit out of me, because basically you cannot walk into safe distance if you are frozen all the time. So that was a rough start. I had to adapt my pace, and as a Jinnar player, like lots of the mages have the Gilded Greaves in their builds. If you take the popular builds, for example. But as a Jinnar player, I really feel that this is some kind of mandatory thing that you should pick. Because of your ult, you are quite mobile, and you will move into the fights, like into the middle of the things, because you are dealing area of effect damage. Your ult is a circle around you, so I think everything that helps you to kind of do better with your ult is always something that you should keep in mind and try to kind of penetrate, use, whatever. Like, there's a super cool word for that, but I'm missing the word right now. Abuse. Like, you should abuse your ult to the fullest. So I would advise you guys to take one of the defensive boots. So it's either the Sonic boots or the Gilded Greaves, but the Gilded Greaves with the built-in CC reduction, and the resistance is something that I have been using here in this term, because Devour has a shitload of different CC. So I just had the feeling, okay guys, let's take these boots and I will be beneficial. Like, that's something that's gonna be really good for Jinnar. So yeah, here we are, taking these. I'm putting some pressure on that tower. As I always highlight in my videos, the main goal of the game is to push towers, to get into the tower range, to get as many towers as possible. Like, you can get 100 kills, but it doesn't matter if you have just taken a single tower and the enemy has taken 9. The game is pretty much over. So kills are nothing. Towers, Abyssal Dragons, Darkslayers, they are the bread and butter of the game, and that's something that you should focus on, obviously. I've just seen that the guys here are threatening our top lane, the duo lane, so I went in here, flickering out of Lubu, pretty much saved his ass. Otherwise we would have been able to do such a big amount of damage here. Like, even now, and I haven't finished a single item, Jinnar is still pretty strong, and he will become even stronger. So Errol helps me to push the wave here, but as I see, there's stuff going on upwards, so I'm trying to help my team here. Oh yeah, that's not the dual lane, that's the single lane. Lumbo is here on his own, and he was defeated, so Errol and I are defeating the Lubu to free up the solo lane a little bit. Yeah, that wasn't super cool, but it doesn't really matter because we just freed up some space. Our tower is still undamaged, their tower as well, but now we've got the opportunity to go in here and damage that tower, and my last shot did that. And right now I am on a 1 versus 1 battle against RoV, using the flicker here to apply the fullest damage of my ult, and I believe if Rogue would have had his ult up or he would have used it, like, I can't tell if he has already used it or if he was not willing to use it, but obviously not using his ult basically got me the kill. Like, otherwise that would have been a little bit more difficult. That was an easy kill for me because Diochan was just so much overextending here in our jungle. Like, what the hell was she doing here? I don't really know. That was of course a mistake, and we use every single bit in our turns to get the victory. And I've just seen that everything is kind of gone. Like, Rook is playing around in his jungle, so that's an easy Abyssal Dragon. There wasn't any defense, like they did not try to get it here. And as I had good feelings against Rook, I was trying to play it again. And as you can see, the combined forces of Diochan and Rook, and now he was using his ult, killed me. That was a learning effect. And the good thing is that Errol went in and he got Rook, and he just has to back off because Diochan was using her ult, but otherwise that was a pretty good example of how cool Errol can be. I think he's one of the most underrated characters in the game because there are few players who can really make use of him, and I think the main problem is that only some players do have Errol, and most of them don't know how to use him because they're just playing him as some kind of, yeah, I can play Errol from time to time, but I think Errol is one of those heroes where you need a little bit more practice. Richter would be another example of a hero in that scaling. So there we go. Massive damage. I use my ult to get out here. Like, the cool thing is you have a around 20 second cooldown on your ult. So it's one of the ults that you can basically use every single time that you get the cooldown off, and it will always be beneficial. So you could rather use it as some kind of escape tool, and on the other hand, it's one of your main damage sources. And look at that, so much CC here. I go in, double kill, easy, like easy double kill. I just have pressed a button, like there was nothing that I needed more besides that. Valheim's super lucky to get out here, otherwise he would have been fish food for Crushed. And we are doing such a good job on getting all those minions here, but on the other hand, Diochan is having quite a good clear on the minions, so there's not really that much use. Like, we can't really do anything against it, so we decide to go down to Abyssal Dragon and get it as soon as possible, because the whole enemy team is so fed up and so concentrated on winning the lane again. But we're doing a really good job on getting towers. They have one tower, but we have already chased 3 towers down, destroyed 3 towers, and I'm like, okay guys, I need to get out here. There are 4 enemies against just the single Jinnar here, and obviously I don't want to be cannon fodder for them because they should not get killed. And on the other hand, I'm one of the main damage dealers. Like, I think my level is 1 level ahead of any other character in my team besides, I guess, Errol, because he was fighting in the jungle, so he should be levels ahead, but the rest of the team is 1 level down, so I want to play that level advantage to the fullest and get as many kills as possible. So there we go again. Dead person. Like, it looks like some kind of kill steal mechanics, but the thing is, I do press all the buttons that I have to do maximum damage, flickering out here because they were doing quite a lot of damage here, and with Diochan's stuff, like, look at that. And that's the example when I use my ult to get out to do some other stuff, and I see that the minions are approaching our tower, and as I need some more items, I am going in here to get some loot from the minions. Like, we're fighting a fight here which is not a fight that we should fight. Tank is there, but we are kind of struck in the jungle, and the good thing is that Lumbo as well as Annette are retreating here, so we're not really giving them a chance to turn the game in their favor, and that's always an important thing. Like, don't get cocky, don't think that you can rule the world just because you have more kills than the enemy. And in this case, a 14 versus 8, that's not really something that you can build on. Like, that's a good thing, like, yeah, celebrate that, but keep concentrated and try to do as much damage as possible. And that poor Valheim completely underestimated the damage that I'm able to put out. So now I've got Hecate's Diadem, and now we are on the damage track, because before, the damage that we had was just coming from Arcana, the enchantment, and the stuff from Berith's Agony and the Orb of the Magi. But now things are fueling up. Like, now we have the item which just increases our damage magic-wise so much. Like, Hecate's Diadem is such a deal breaker. You really need it to get like the fullest out of your damage. And afterwards I'm getting the Staff of Nuul, which means everyone who builds tanky against me, like everyone who's having a belt or a rope or anything against magic damage, he will just die poorly, because now I have the opportunity to just flank them and go through their magic defense. And that is a good thing, because we're facing Rogue, we're facing Lubu. Lubu is always buying something like that. And we have, on the other hand, the stupid Crashed. And Crashed is a hell of a tank. As soon as he uses his ult, things are gonna be crazy. I've got the Sage buff, which is kind of really good for me, because now I can spam my abilities even better. And here we go. Here we go again. We have the ult from him. Ultimate, and that is kill securing here. And as you can see, I'm still one level ahead of everyone else. And now we're making it 2. I've got this Scoopy Spooky mask, which is really, really good, because that's the start of everything. Good thing for Valheim is that he got the red buff. That's gonna be beneficial, but as you can see, I'm the one who is levels ahead of the team. The only person who has more levels than I do is Errol, and yeah, I make it 7 kills here, because I just had the feeling that I can get Valheim quite easily. Arrow's really tanky, and now my ult's ready again. And that's the crazy thing about Jinnar. Your cooldown is so low, it's insane. Like, triple kill, easy. We were doing that quite easily, and yeah, not even her ult is saving her from our destructive energy. And with the slow and everything that I have, I'm able to get out here. Another slow. Yeah, that was kind of like, I think that was well played. I'm not sure about that. But that's the point of the game, where I just don't want to push my luck even further. I just said to myself, like, look dude, that was going so smoothly. Go out and take a break and recall, get back to the game. I've got 10 stacks on my Orb of the Magi already, so I have the fullest damage output as possible. I'm building the Holy of Holies, which is the last item to complement my build, and if I do get that item, things are going to be even more crazy. And there we go, 22 against 10 kills. 10 of these kills are mine. Things are looking really, really good, and there's still some time to get another Abyssal Dragon, and we're not really linked and focused to that. Like, we did get Darkslayer, so that's something that is quite in our favor, so we don't wait to get the upgraded version of the Abyssal Dragon. And now Errol and I are able to get into the fight, and level 15, level 14. It's gonna tell you something, and this is like the perfect situation. Like, that's the stuff that you want to have. Everyone in the enemy team is grouped into one position, and you can just use your ult, go in and damage them all. The tower falls, Lumbur is there, everyone is there. My ult's up already, like, I don't know where that ult came from, and now the game is solved. I think Jinnar is one of the strongest mages in the game. He's packing so much utility. Like, you don't have crazy CC, but the combination of those abilities that you have, 1, 2, and the ult with such a low cooldown, makes him a really great character to pick, because I think, and that's something that's really important, he is pretty solid. And that's one of the most important things. Like, you are not that combo Liliana, you're not that crazy L'Oreal who needs some stuff to be able to perform well. You are Jinnar and you do what you need to do. You press buttons and you kill things, and that's what I think is so nicely about him. And as you can see, I'm quite good with him, 11-1-7. That's something that I can take home to right about 14-3. That's my build, and that's the statistics. And if you want to see more videos like that, hit the subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, I'm What If Does Gaming. Thank you so much for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye.